second take on this video because I accidentally showed Paul. I have to delete the video because I wanted to show the pile of shoes, but I can't without showing him sitting on his computer. And then he gets really mad and he makes me delete it. So that's not the ideal situation for me here. Not at all. Okay. But this is a better situation than going out with the hater. That'll be so much better, right? So, and the haters, they wouldn't come here to pick me up or anything, because no, they are afraid of him and they're afraid of anyone seeing them. They're afraid of the police. They want me to take the van and go out there into another community or city or state where I'm completely alone and where they can exploit me. Okay, so that is their goal. So this life here is like a lottery win, you know, if we compare it to the right contrast. So let's put it that way. So it's all about contrast, you know. Existence is about contrast. You can have an extremely boring or depressing or lonely life, and Paul and I are just friends, you know, for a very long time now, ever since 2010, when I made that decision that this isn't gonna work for me, but we're still friends. And yeah, it makes me look like an asshole, but I'm not. I have the right to express what I need. And also, you know, I love him infinitely much. We rescued him. He's amazing. He's my everything. But, you know, for someone like me who is sluggish, this may not be the best breed. So, American Staffordshire, they are amazing. He is a beautiful, beautiful man and kind-hearted. He is the reincarnation of that radio talk show host Casey Kasem. Yes, he always looks when I say that name. He's like, So I love him. But no, I'm a European Basset Hound mother, and always will be. And there's Paul's trying to talk me into another amp stuff. Like, no, my goodness, this is already way over my head. Okay, I mean, he literally runs against me. You know, he comes running. At the other house, we have a large garden. He comes running full speed and runs right against my rib cage or my boobs, which really hurts. You know, that's really, and he's done that many times already. He has hit my boobs, and he does that on the couch a lot, and it hurts. And out in the garden, he has pushed me into a very pointy shrub, and he would be stepping all over me like a rambunctious puppy dog does. You know. But that is not for me, that kind of breed. Okay, but I still love him unconditionally. So, and I'm so glad we rescued him, and he rescued me because I could not handle living without the dog for one more day. I really couldn't. So that's why we went into the animal shelter. We just wanted to look if there's a European Basset Hound. That's like finding a European Basset Hound in an animal shelter is like an alien spaceship coming down and landing in your front yard. That really is the same odds. So that I had to kind of like make peace with that situation. So when he came in and she said, so So do I understand you correctly? You want short dog with long back and short coat. Yes, that's what. So they brought him in, and I was like, okay, we're taking him because he has this big fat pillow head, and I like that. I didn't realize what was coming, so I didn't realize that I can never play with my hand puppets again, because he would go for them like full force. But no, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. He saved me. He saved my life. He makes us laugh. He's a handful, and he's already done a bunch of mischief and caused us a lot of work. But that's what you have to expect when you rescue an American Staffordshire. And I don't recommend to people to buy any dog from a breeder. That's why it took us so long to find a dog, because our last dog was a European Basset Hound, and that was literally the lottery win. He was old. He had just turned 8, full of tumors, and the breeder wanted to get rid of him. And he ended up with foster mothers, and I petitioned to adopt him. And we talked on the phone, and they had several applicants. They had several people that were being interviewed for taking on Papa Dog Dave. But my video with Kenny that was also rescue dog. Kenny, albino European Great Dane. I made a video with him, that was in 2015, I believe, or 2014. And it's on YouTube, and that video is called The Buddha Made a Video. And that's on one of my dormant channels, and that's my absolute most favorite video that I've ever made and ever will. So that will always be the absolute best video from any of my channels. And that video has very few views and I have very few subscribers, because what I do doesn't vibe with the public. And that's perfectly fine, I would actually be kind of shocked if any of that vibed with the public. So kind of like that painter reminds me a little bit of that artist, painter, modern artist, Francis Bacon. He was somewhere around 1930, 1945, like World War II era. And he literally painted Bacon, his last name was Bacon, and he painted cut open animals, and really gruesome. And he said to his friend, if any of his paintings would ever catch on the market and be liked, he would have to destroy them. Because he had some kind of OCD against, it was some kind of fear of falling into mainstream. So if a lot of people would like any of his paintings, he would have to destroy the paintings, because then that would mean he has fallen down in grace and now has become popular and mainstream, and that is what he was very much against. So, but his art is still very impressive and very expressionist, very emotional, very disturbing, and very raw, literally. But I wouldn't hang that in my house, of course, because I find that negative. And on that same note, I find Damien Hirst to be an absolute disgrace. Okay, so I'm an artist. You can see I paint all the time. I make artworks. Damien Hirst is, I find that guy absolutely repugnant. Sorry, this is just my personal view on this. He has put cows into some kind of epoxy resin and then put that into a gallery in England, I believe London. He's an English artist, and I don't like any of his stuff. I don't like it. I think it's awful. And it contains cruelty. So I'm against cruelty. So it wouldn't matter to me what else they do. If there's an artist, that person could have some polka dot paintings and I'm okay with it, but as soon as he makes something cruel, I am out the door. And I will say never. I will never have anything to do with that person or his art. Even the peaceful paintings. I would stay far away from anything he makes if he has ever shown cruelty or callousness towards animals or any being. So, and also I think it's idiotic to create make a skull with diamonds on it and stuff. I think it's just idiotic. So there are animals and children starving on this planet, and that's why my mission is to take packaging materials, any packaging material that you can find, okay? Take any packaging material and make it into an alien spaceship. So that's what I want to see in the world, okay? And I am not an entrepreneur. I would have to have someone like Jimmy. I am madly in love with that guy. Well, it's like I saw him in 2018 at Bog Hot Springs. This is the truth, I had no idea who he was, because, these kind of things, they pass by me totally unnoticed, because, first of all, there's a generational gap, obviously. I'm also way too old for that guy, of course. But when I fall in love with someone, I fall in love with someone. But, and that's it, That's the only one I ever want. I don't want anyone else. So if I can't get anyone else, then I won't have anyone else. Well, until the day I'm shot to death. So and that's going to happen when I'm 61. In a couple of years. So I have a few more years to create artworks. Let's create an initiative to make alien spaceships out of packaging materials, and those are two of my alien I made 5. These are my 2 last ones that I made. Alien Spaceship 4, Alien Spaceship 5. They're amazing. I made them out of a packaging material, styrofoam, that was holding tools like electronic tools for gardening and stuff like this. I don't know, some kind of chainsaws or something. Paul buys all kinds of gardening tools, electronic stuff, and it usually comes in these huge styrofoam things, and I have another one I have 2 more. I can't show it because as soon as I turn the camera, he's gonna get real mad, so I can't show them right now. I have 2 more in about the same size as these that are hanging on the wall that are also finished. The ones on the wall, I have the astronaut standing loosely in one of those open windows, and that's why I can hang them up. But these here, the astronauts are standing, I don't know if that shows. Let me see. So, they're standing in a landscape, and they're standing also in open basins, but they're standing in a way where they can fall out. And so 3 of them are standing loosely, and in Alien Spaceship 5 they are glued in with some kind of kids glue and other stuff. I also have silicone caulking in there and acrylic paint, and they're standing in a sludge of acrylic paint and all of that, and that is not fully dried, so it has to cure. I don't know how long this is gonna take, because and then Alien Spaceship 4 has Lucky Charms in it. Those are things you don't want to put into your hot chocolate, but it came as some kind of waste product from the petroleum industry, I don't know, as a side product in the hot chocolate packages. Swiss Miss hot chocolate, I really like. I'm addicted to that stuff, but we're phasing it out now because I'm quitting white sugar. So I want to completely quit white sugar now. I'm done with it. It really messes with my brain. So, but these Lucky Charm marshmallows that you're supposed to afterwards put into your hot chocolate. Now, I don't recommend to put that into your body. So I decided, I'm going to use that for my artwork. And then what happened, even though I poured glue on it, the ants came onto my alien spaceship. And so I decided to never ever use marshmallows for my artwork again. But it's too late now for those. They have marshmallows in it, and it's okay. I'm leaving, and even if ants go on it, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It is pretty much encased in fluids of glue and silicone and acrylic paint. But the ants, they have a real strong sense of smell, even stronger than dogs. And he doesn't even smell the sugar in that. He doesn't try to get to it. But the ants smell that from like miles away. And then there'll be 1 or 2 ants. It's not a big deal. I let them walk over my artwork. It's okay. So they might get stuck in that. I don't know. That's all not good, but but yeah, I'm never going to use anything that is made out of sugar for my artwork again, and I'm not going to eat white sugar anymore. So yeah, so I don't know how long this is going to take for this resinous stuff to dry, but even once that's dried with Alien Spaceship 5, where they're glued into it on the bottom, they would probably break out if they were hung up on the wall. So they would fall over and fall down on the ground. So no, they have to always be standing like this. So always be standing like this. And then I have Alien Spaceship 1. I already made videos with that on my other channels and also on this channel recently. And Alien Spaceship 1 comes with several pieces, with the park and with the painting underneath the park. They belong together. That's one unit. And that has a whole lot of astronauts and other figures, including the representation of myself as a hybrid dog. So, and my friend Sandy is represented, and other figures. And so the haters are represented, but they're only played by them. So they're not represented, they're only played. So I don't want to create any kind of voodoo doll that represents someone that is not very peaceful. So no, they only play the haters, and that is a lot of fun. It's like casino box for psychology, for therapy sessions, really healing. And those pieces, they stand at the other house by the window in the living room. It has like really large wooden window benches, and they stand on that, and that looks really, really amazing with the azalea plant behind them outside the window, the large window, and when the sun shines, looks really amazing. So I'm probably not going to be able to sell my artwork. I would like to auction off each alien spaceship for $1 million each, but it's like who's gonna offer me that kind of money for that? But that's what they're worth, because I worked on each piece meticulously with infinite patience for about half a year on each piece. Okay, about maybe a year, because the astronauts, they took a long time to make as well. So I can't show the other ones right now. He's gonna get mad. I wished I could be around people who are okay with me hurling my camera around, and people who can laugh about themselves, like Jimmy and his friends, Jimmy Donaldson, and these amazing friends that he has. These are all angel soul level and up. And Jimmy Donaldson is a Buddha level soul. That's the truth, And there are not very many Buddha level souls on this planet. Elon Musk is the highest Buddha level soul. He is this close to merging with the infinite cosmos, becoming one with it completely. And he wants to do that on Mars, and I hope that he will achieve that. I really pray to the blue god that Elon Musk is going to achieve that. Not on impact, but at old age on Mars with the love of his life and all of his children and all of his animals, okay, in happiness. So, and peace and excitement and paradise, creating paradise on Mars, terraforming Mars. It's amazing. So, and then there is Greta Thunberg. She is a Buddha level soul. Then there is Bomjan, that is a yogi in India. He's very young, and the only thing he talks about is when he came out of that amazing half-year meditation, where he didn't do anything. He didn't go to the bathroom, he didn't sleep, he didn't eat, and he didn't drink. He was just sitting under a tree in a lotus position. Most people think this is impossible. Most people believe that it's completely impossible. I believe it 100%. Okay, so when he came, and he wanted to stay longer in that meditation, but there were so many people creating a circus around this man meditating there, more and more and more people. This is the human nature. Then they literally made some kind of circus ground with all kinds of stuff where everyone was trying to exploit that situation and make money. So, and because of all that buzz, he thought this is just too ugly. He had to come out of that meditation, and then he immediately started to talk about the animal sacrifices in India that they do. And he said it must be stopped immediately. And he talks about that in Hindi, he talks about that in Sanskrit, in the religious language, And he talks about this in, I believe, in English as well. He talks about this to everyone he meets. Okay, you must do everything you can to end the animal sacrifices. And these are animal sacrifices that are done in the name of Hinduism and religion, and that's just an absolute atrocity. And the Muslims do it too. And he talks about all of this. He talks about cruelty in general, and he says all cruelty and all violence must end as soon as possible. Okay. And you must do everything you can in your power to end it. And when I see these videos, nobody's listening to him at all. They don't listen. They talk to each other. They have no respect at all. It's a disgrace. It's really pitiful. I feel like slapping some of these people, but that's obviously not the Buddhist approach to this. So, but I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a Buddha. I'm not a God level soul. I'm an indigo. I can get very pissed. I can get very angry. Okay, very angry. I have a Medusa inside of me. When I see injustice, the Medusa comes out energetically, and Medusa gets very angry. The Medusa can scream at people, but that would only happen when I see a criminal, or when I see somebody hurting another living being. I intercept, I interfere, I rescue the victim. Okay, that's what I do. And the Medusa is my right hand. The Medusa is my power. Okay, so it's good. But the Medusa is not a Buddha. Okay? The Buddha would not do that. The Buddha, I don't know what the Buddha would do in a situation. If the Buddha sees, when Jiddu Krishnamurti was, Gautama Buddha was one of the incarnations. And what would he do? If he saw somebody hurting another being, I think he would use his body as a living shield. Okay, that's what he would do. I would do that too, but I would also, my Medusa would come out for sure, So I'm a mother bear. I'm a mother dog. I'm a dog mother. Okay, so don't mess with mother animals ever. Okay, ever. So you get really beaten up if you mess with a bear mother or a cat mother or dog mother or any wild animal mother with babies. Yeah, that gets intense. So. But I'm not there that far, so I'm just in the middle of soul development. But Jimmy Donaldson is one of the Buddha level souls. So when I watched a couple of his videos, I realized that he's trying to save the forests and the oceans, and all of his angel friends are helping him with this. And you have no idea. You have no idea how deeply that touches me. I had no idea that there are people like this on this planet. I mean, to that level, to that enthusiasm and dedication. I am so deeply touched by that, the only people that I see and talk to, the people that, and I'm not judging them, I don't know, I have almost 5,000 friends. I think that's like the maximum of friends on Facebook. I've had that, for many years, but those are all these people are all, not all, but a lot of them, most of them are catfishers, most of them are criminals, most of them are involved with crime rings, with organized crime, with human trafficking. And, I'm intelligent, I see through this, I'm also quite psychic, so they can't catfish me, they can't bait me to something like this. So it's impossible. And they get very angry when when I don't catch their bait. And they are where they are in soul development. Those are beginner souls, okay? So almost everyone from my friends, almost everyone, 99.99999% of my Facebook friends are beginner souls, and I try to help them. I do the best I can. Most of them don't even know what a petition is for animals. I post an animal petition, and they put a heart and say hi underneath. That made my friend Sandy real mad. I mean, I already know. I mean, I brushed that off. The total ignorance of those beginner souls. They don't know better, obviously. But I had to laugh when Sandy gets irritated at them, and I fully understand why. Because here we're trying to, Sandy and I are animal rights activists, and we post petitions. That's what we do on social media, and that's our main goal. That's our main action. That's why we are on social media. To help make the world better, to get people to sign petitions for the animals so we can change the legal systems, and we can with petitions. It works. So, and then we see these people post underneath, "You're hot," or "Show me your boobs," or whatever, Some say nice things, but it is definitely not related to the petition. So, yeah, it's a bit frustrating, and I get frustrated sometimes, Again, I'm not that advanced of a soul, so I'm in the middle. Sandy is more advanced, she's an angel soul. That's one level higher than the indigo. Paul is a light worker, is one level below the indigo. And this is not, I wanted to make this very clear. It sounds like a hierarchy, because I've talked about this a lot in my videos. It's not a hierarchy from the higher perspective, from the sky perspective. It's just our soul development. When a baby is born, the baby obviously has not gone through life. The baby is new to this world, and the baby doesn't understand that the baby can't pet an animal, for example, with the stream of the hair. The baby will pet against the stream of the hair, because the baby doesn't know about this. So you have to go over to that baby. I have taught a couple of babies that were like 1 year old petting the animals wrong. And I would explain that to them like I talk to an adult. And believe it or not, they listen very intently. Don't underestimate children ever. Talk to them like adults. But don't expect too much, But don't do babying them or don't approach them like they're retarded. They are not, okay? So particularly the babies in Germany, they're not retarded. You can talk to them and explain things to them, and they will listen like with very wide open eyes, and they will take everything in like a sponge. And they'll never do that again because they care. They don't want to bother the animal. They don't want to make the animal feel uncomfortable. So they practice right there with me and pet the animal gently, and then I praise them and I say, yeah, you did it well. So you understand. This is very good how you learned this. And approach every living being with love. That's what you have to do. Only love, nothing else. So there are so many things that I wanted to discuss in this video. There are so many things go through my head simultaneously. It's crazy. Here is that big pumpkin head. Yes, that is a big, huge. That is a big, huge pillow head. Is that? Yes, that. Look at that beautiful Casey Kasem. There, see. Yes, Casey Kasem. Oh, is it Casey Kasem? The Casey Kasem. Oh my goodness, yes. I think what he thinks is, he thinks I'm saying kitty cat. Kitty cat? Yeah, he looks at me. Kitty cat? Yes. Yeah, he gets excited about cats. Very excited. So, but I still believe that he is the reincarnate. I feel these things, you know. For a long time I thought, I wonder if I can ever find his past life. And I found many other beings' past lives, including mine. It's just an intuition, it comes to me like this. And I watched this 48-hour crime report on the Casey Kasem situation, with Casey Kasem being mistreated by his wife and all of that. And the daughter is trying to get the custody over him when he was old. So they were like pushing this old man around, you know. It was really, really sad to see. And suddenly I realized that's him sitting there next to me. That's Casey Kasem in a new body, you know. And I was just, I was so deeply touched. You know? I hugged him and kissed him a whole lot, and I said, I'm so infinitely sorry what you have been through. Okay, God level saw what you've been through in this lifetime and in your past lifetime. So Casey Kasem was an LA radio host, real famous, real popular, somewhere I think in the 70s, 80s. And he always encouraged people to make the best out of their lives. You can reach the stars if you want to, you know. Those are the people that I really look up to. And so when I found Jimmy Donaldson, I just completely melted. Completely. My heart melted completely. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh. So now there's no way I can date anyone else. And it's okay. You know, that I won't date anyone for the rest of my life. You know, I'm still here for a few more years. I want to make the best out of it. I want to make alien spaceships happen. I want other people. Sandy, yeah. So Sandy, you'll be my first customer with this. Sandy, you must make an alien spaceship now. So now that I think about this, you have to make one, okay? Sandy has always encouraged me the most with my alien spaceships, and she also gave me ideas on the astronauts and the colors of the astronauts. Make me a blue one, make me a green one. I did, and I put them into the alien spaceships. And I even made astronauts that are hybrid quicksand, Play-Doh, and hybrid Play-Doh, and I mixed these things together. I didn't even think they would mix, but they did, and it brought a very nice material that could be shaped. And I have made videos of that in the past. They're way down there somewhere. But that was really awesome. Outside on the wash table, I put the quicksand goo, like spider goo from the Dollar Tree store, and one was Play-Doh, or another kind of dough, generic Play-Doh, and I mixed them together, and I was shocked that they would mix. And yeah, they made just two perfect astronaut amounts, and then I made astronauts out of them. The material was like orange, and then I painted them orange also afterwards. They're standing there. I don't know. I don't want to show it now, because if Paul comes back and if I accidentally show him, I have to delete all videos. This is all very, very sad, you know. That's not the lifestyle. This is not the ideal situation for me here. Okay, this is kind of sad and lonely and all of that. And I love this dog. The dog is a handful for me. I need a European Basset Hound. I need Jimmy Donaldson. And even if I can never have Jimmy Donaldson, I will always love him, and only him and no one else. And saying this, you know, I've never said this before about anyone. I've never felt this before about any guy. And I feel like I can really stick to this. I mean, I've lived in celibacy for 13 years now. That's a long time. I got my toys. Those are my best buddies, you know, with benefits. And yeah, I live here like it's some kind of monastery, you know. It is an Amstaff, old, gnarly sorcerer Zwackelmann and Nikki Daisy monastery. That's what this is. We're 3 people, the dog, Paul, and I, and we're best friends, and there's nothing going on. There's like nothing going on. So, but let me roll the time back to 2018, when I saw Jimmy Donaldson at Park Hot Springs. So here's what happened. And I recognized him in his videos. And Paul recognized him too. So I was amazed that Paul recognized him too. And we also recognized his buddies. So some of his buddies I recognized in the video too. So because I am totally different to almost everyone on this planet, I don't come across spectacular videos. So when I see spectacular videos like no, see, that's why it is difficult to have a Stafford chair. He was almost going to turn the internet off. No, I think he did. I think he turned the internet off. Yes, I know, it's boring. It is boring. And we're not giving him the exercise that he needs, really. So, but, you know, this is better for him than in being at the animal shelter or being euthanized. And this here is better for me. This situation here is better for me than being tortured to death by a hater. So that beats that anytime. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm here. Okay, in this boring existence. I like Elon Musk too, of course. You know, he's hot, but Jimmy Donaldson, I mean, that takes this to another level. I mean, really. I don't even want Elon Musk anymore. I have to laugh. This sounds so incredibly ridiculous to even have a thought like this. But you know, I'm an artist. You know, my fantasy is limitless, and I live that out with my art. So that's what art is for, you know. So limitless And the sky has no limits. Okay, the infinite cosmos has no limits. It's infinite. Okay, and my brain is infinite, and I can wish for infinite stuff. Yeah, so whether I get that or not is another question. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be totally upset or like totally go into an extreme depression or something because I can't get Jimmy, So, and it's also that'd be so incredibly unrealistic of me to expect something like this to happen, that would be such a present from the infinite cosmos that I'd be crying in joy every day, I'd do everything for him, everything. So, I love this kiddo, I love him infinitely much. I really do. What an amazing soul. I love all of the Buddha level souls. I love all. I love Sandy. I love Paul. I love everyone. The baby dog. I love all horses, pigs, cows. I love all beings. I love the haters even. I care about them. They don't appreciate it, but that's where they're at, okay? I dabbled with the haters for over 10 years, back and forth. They're narcissists. You know how narcissists are, beginner souls. When they get pissed, they don't talk to you anymore. They punish you with lovelessness, and it's all this, back and forth, back and forth. I'm lucky that I never engaged with them in person. Now that would be really heartbreaking and sad. Yeah. So, no, but I already know better than to engage with someone who is not capable of giving me the love that I need. And I'm alive too. I'm not a god. I'm not this, this over mother it wouldn't matter how much you insult me and punish me with love withdrawal and being pissed and whatever, psychodrama, psychoterror, like this, the over mother goddess doesn't care and loves you unconditionally. I can love you unconditionally, the haters, but in person, no. Okay, I'm an indigo. I have needs. I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm an animal mother. I have deep mother instinct. I find it infinitely sad when a kind person like myself or Sandy is exploited or abused or hurt physically or emotionally. Yeah. That's very hard. That's very, very difficult for me to see that, okay? I don't want Sandy be hurt. Sandy knows better too. Yeah, and we're not exceptions. Teal Swan talked about this in her videos. She said there is like a mass withdrawal of women in the world that are withdrawing from men, even straight women like myself and Sandy. Okay, so straight women are going their own ways. You better believe it, you MAGTOW guys out there. Okay, you better believe it. And then, but the MAGTOW guys, they're not going their own ways. They don't leave us alone. Okay, they say we're going our own ways, but they don't. Okay, they come back with fake accounts and they harass us. Okay, and then I feel I'm harassed, and then I talk to them, and then they say, yeah, but they needed to feel like they're in charge. That's why they had to harass us. This is a beginner soul that acts like this. That's not a mature soul. That's not a mature person. Okay, I have to have a mature boyfriend, who's mentally mature. who is there, who is someone I can rely on, someone I don't have to play this or what or that, or play some kind of role, or be appeasing all the time, or never say what I feel. Those kids, they always say to each other what they really feel, and they express. They're very expressional and very, very open, very honest. Very refreshing for me to see that. It's like those are the people I want to hang out with. Only those type of people I want to have as friends. They're much better than Paul. Also, they're light years better than Paul is. So Paul is not there yet, but Paul is light years better than the haters. Okay, no, that is a fact. And so that's why I'm here, and it's not the ideal situation. Okay, he's not on board with me making these videos. He doesn't want to be shown. He doesn't even want his voice to be heard on my videos. And I'm not allowed to show everything. And it's like, they were like these, like, hunted by the CIA or something, some kind of undercover agents. No, no, I would never do something like this. So, but that's how he acts, like, he can't be seen under no circumstances. No, I think that's ridiculous, but that's where he is at, and I have to respect that, So he has to respect my OCD stuff, when I have OCD with an item. So he can't bring that into my room. And so we have to respect each other's boundaries. We have to respect each other's idiosyncrasies and OCDs and phobias and so on. And we try. It doesn't always work, but, sometimes we fight, but yeah. We always seem to be able to arrange ourselves in this situation again and again and again. This is not the ideal situation for him at all. This is for him even much hellisher than it is for me, because particularly flirting with the haters, that's been really rough on him, really hard. And today I told him, I officially told him today, this is it. I'm completely done with the haters. I am never going to talk to the haters again. I'm never going to interact with them again. They also don't deserve it. They have mistreated me for over 10 years. They have literally traumatized me psychologically. They don't know better. That's where they're at. But I can't hang out with these people. I still love them and wish them the best from the sky perspective. But from my Earthian perspective, from the armchair perspective, I have to say no. I have to protect myself. I can only hang out with people that are very respectful and mature, people that are highly sensitive, that are very sensitive in their interaction with others. And those kiddos, the Donaldson group, they are the most respectful to women that I have ever seen. Okay, from men, men being very super ultra respectful towards girls and women. And those are the only guys I want to hang out with ever. Okay, so I told Paul today, I came in the room and I said to him, this is it. I am done with the haters now. I am infinitely in love with Jimmy Donaldson, and that's the man of my dreams. This face I have painted, this is the face that comes closest, absolutely closest to that dream man face that I have drawn with a marker. I drew this face about 2 years ago. I didn't know about Jimmy Donaldson. So, but in 2018, which is now 5 years ago. So time goes by fast. We still had the Papa Dog, the European Basset Hound, and that was our first trip, our first camping hot springs trip with the Papa Dog that we took in the van. Very difficult in the van and all of that, but we made it work. Papa Dog was kind of like a bread roll, the bread roll in between us. Very short, fat legs, and just like a humongous bread roll, like a baguette bread, and like a baby seal, like an elephant seal between us. Yeah. So, and that was easy. We didn't have the camp cot in there. We slept like upside down with the bread roll in between us. It was uncomfortable, but it was manageable. And so on that camping trip in 2018, I'll never forget that camping trip. That was one of my most favorite camping trips. We went to different hot springs, including Bog Hot Springs, and when we got there, we set up our tent. There were these very large motorhomes parked there together, like a group of people that came there together, that knew each other, young men, and I didn't know them. I didn't know their videos. I didn't know they were famous. They were flying drones, and they were laughing a lot, and they were cute. I was shy. I didn't look much at them because I don't want to stare at people. But I thought, oh, cute guys, particularly the one. But I didn't want to look like kind of staring or creepy or something. So I'm always very respectful of people. I mind my own business. We parked way ahead of them, right directly at the hot river, and I took the Papa Dog for walks, and they followed me with the drone, and it was very romantic, beautiful, sunsets, amazing, just an amazing. Those were amazing 2 days that we were there with those guys there. And then there was a hunter guy. There was this old hunter guy that was parked further along the stream in front of us. And that hunter guy suddenly came over. I think he had been drinking. And he said to us, those kids there, they are mega famous. I'm going to go over there and introduce myself. And I thought, oh my gosh, who are those guys, So he went over there all excited and talked to them. We didn't go over. I felt too shy. But I was bathing naked in the hot springs. But they couldn't see me from where I was bathing. So the river was going like in a meandering way, snaking. And there was a lot of like river grasses and brush growing there, and sagebrush growing there, so that was protecting me from their view. I felt very shy, but we Germans are skinny dippers, so no, we are fat dippers. We are nudists. So no, I can't be wearing something when I go into the hot springs. I have to be naked, and I have to enjoy this entire mud experience, and it's absolutely amazing. It was amazing, absolutely. I went in there several times per day. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I didn't know who these kids were, and when I come across rambunctious videos, I've always turned them off, whether that is Jake Paul or Logan Paul or the beautiful angel soul and God level and Buddha soul. So I I may have seen some of his videos before, but then I would turn that off because, or I wouldn't even click on it because it's always, there, it's like, or for example, the videos of, what's his name again? Dawson. What's his first name? I forgot his first name. So these are all, I respect all of them. I mean, these are all kids that are loving life, and they're very much vibing with most people in the sense that I'm not criticizing this, so they're vibing with most people in the sense that they are fun-loving, they are loud, and they have every right in the world to be loud and to laugh and to enjoy themselves. They are kids, after all, So if I wanna be in a quiet place, I can go to a Buddhist temple, So yeah, no, that doesn't bother me very much, As long as people are nice, and kind. That doesn't bother me if they laugh a lot and are loud and rambunctious and do crazy stuff and shoot firecrackers in the air, although I'm against that. But, I'm against really loud actions, and it doesn't vibe with me. So I don't vibe with very rambunctious stuff. Like my dog is very rambunctious. I think they would vibe really well with my dog. And rambunctious teenagers or very young kiddos, in the past I've always said, I'm not into younger guys. So I guess maybe because of that. So I like men my own age, and maybe a little bit younger, but then I thought maybe 30, it's kind of cute, but it's like really the limit. But now this kid is even younger, and I'm head over heels in love with him, and it's okay, it's okay to dream, and he needs to live out his rambunctious youth. Embrace your young life as much as you can, and I feel happy when I watch your videos. I can't watch all of them; they're a little bit too rambunctious for me, and all of this competition type of stuff, and so, but there's nothing wrong with it at all, okay? Nothing wrong with it. I'm happy for people that are enjoying their lives, that are having fun, that are nice to each other, that are sensitive to each other, that love each other, and that explore things. My favorite one of your videos is when you bought that island. That's always been my dream. I've seen an island out there in Palawan that I wanted to have. I think $800,000 it cost. An island. I don't think that's the same island out there. I don't think it's the same island that you bought. It has a different shape, I think. But there's an island that many years ago that I saw on the internet, and I wanted to buy that island, $800,000 for an island of Palawan. Very tropical, very amazing. But then I see trash washing up on the beach, and so it's, we don't even have $800,000. We don't even have that much money. We don't even have like this very good price, Don't even have that. So I told him not to make sounds. But I'm not going to delete this video now. So I wanted that island so much, and I was just dreaming, and it's good to dream. So when I saw this kid fulfilling this one dream, that's just one of so many dreams that he is fulfilling for himself. this is just such a blast to see someone who is actually making that kind of money and is on a roll like this, is just on a drive like that. So much on a drive, not out of ambition, not out of competition, but out of a creative drive, out of so much life zest and enthusiasm that is so inspiring to see that, even though these type of videos are not vibing with my lifestyle and with what I watch normally. But when I really fell in love with that kid is when I saw this video where he was getting every dog in an animal shelter adopted to good people. Now, that's when it clicked for me. That's like, oh my gosh, that's a Buddha level. That's when it clicked. That's when I realized this. And I already thought he is enormously hot. But the videos, because of the rambunctious style, so I wasn't really fully drawn into it yet. But when I saw that video, that drew me in. When I see a man, compassionate, hot man like that, and again, this is the face that I have drawn several years ago. This is my dream man. This is a fantasy face that I drew. And this face is like almost identical to that face. So, and even the body too. Oh my gosh. That's something, when everything is like, everything is there. Like when everything is right, Mr. Right, that should be his name, not Mr. Beast. This is Mr. Right. This is literally Mr. Right for me, so. This is literally Prince Charming, that would be the ultimate. So now that I've seen that, I don't want anyone else. So, and if I can't have him, so then I don't have not another boyfriend ever. Okay, so then I just live this boring life, and sometimes I cry pitifully. Sometimes I cry, and it's okay. It's perfectly okay, particularly in the evening when the sun goes down over the horizon into the Pacific Ocean. That's when my tears come out, and that's when I say, now is your time to feel sorry for yourself. And I do. And I go for it. I've done primal therapy. I'm all equipped to do this. And I feel sorry for people that can't cry. I feel infinitely sorry for the haters that can't cry. To be able to cry is a present from the infinite cosmos. Okay? So, you guys take care. Peace for all living beings.